We thank you for bringing us safely together to be involved in the lives of veterans who have dedicated their lives to contribute in safeguarding of the United States of America. We ask you to support our families and loved ones in making for a peaceful, loving world and community here at Meramec Bluffs. We ask that you provide wisdom and guidance to our leaders, both federal, state, and local, in structuring our daily lives and medical programs so we can demonstrate your love. We ask that you provide safety, shelter, guidance, and substance for our fellow countrymen impacted by Hurricane Ida, as well as those who may be still impacted by future storms. We provide guidance, safety, and support to those Afghans who were supported U.S. interests and involved in the recent turmoil. Guide our leaders and medical communities in the containment of COVID-19, various ailments, and help us to age gracefully in following your love and your ways. We ask this in your gracious name. Amen. We think that got fixed. Adam was just here. Thank you. Yep. Thank you for doing it. Please rise as you're able for a pledge of allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. At this point, I would like to welcome all the veterans, and if we have any guests who are veterans who are attending for the first meeting, I would please ask you to stand and give us your name and your room number and when you moved into Meramec Bluffs. Do we have any first-time attenders at the veterans meetings? Okay.
Of a veteran, but I have a decorated Marine veteran son.
Okay, that's fine. Yay, that's great. Thank you. I think anybody who has sons, brothers, and so forth are most definitely welcome at these meetings. Also for our Thursday morning donut and coffee meetings in the veterans room and so forth. So you are definitely welcome. Okay, Marianne, would you please introduce our host, Jim Donahue? And then this, I probably need to lower this.
Well, not for Jim, just for me.
But just for you, okay. And then we can adjust it for Jim.
Yeah, speak loud, that's right. Well, I'm very pleased to introduce our guest speaker today, Jim Donahue. Jim is a 31-year veteran of the United States Air Force. He retired with the rank of colonel. Following that, he worked for the Veterans Administration. He was in the Senior Executive Service, which is high level and broad program. And he is also the first president of the Fisher House Board here in St. Louis, and he is the man who makes it go. And I think the saying is he knows to poke a bear, and he knows which bears to poke to make Fisher houses happen. We're very happy to have him here today and very happy for all he has done for the veterans in the greater St. Louis area. So, Jim, you're on.
Thank you. Thank you, Mary Ann. Well, I'll tell you what, Mary Ann is one of the very few people that ever pronounces my usually people will introduce me as Mr. Donahue that's going to speak, and they think it's going to be my very rich, very white-haired, distant cousin Phil that happened to be on TV for quite a while. And then when they find out it's Mr. Donahue, they say, oh. But I just wanted to tell you that it's not all bad to be confused with somebody. We had a minister that moved into a small town in the South, and he hadn't had a chance to preach a sermon or meet his congregation, so he decided that he was going to go out and meet them in their house. And one thing I have to tell you about this minister, he looked exactly exactly like Conway Twitty. And in the South, Conway Twitty was an idol. And he looked exactly like him, even down here. And so he went out to the first house and knocked on the door. And the lady of the house opens the door and she goes, Conway Twitty. And, no, ma'am, I'm not Conway Twitty. It's one of those things in nature where you happen to look like somebody. I happen to look like Conway Twitty, but I'm not him. I'm your minister, and I'm here to talk to you. And so he goes to the next house, knocks on the door, and the lady of the house opens the door and says, Conway Twitty. No, ma'am, I'm not Mr. Twitty. I'm your minister. I'm here to talk to you. I happen to look like him, but I'm not him. And so he goes to the third house, knocks on the door, and there's no answer. Knocks on the door again, still no answer. Knocks on the door a third time, and apparently the lady of the house had been in the shower because she came to the door and she had a towel up around her like this. And she opens the door and goes, Conway Twitty. He looks at her for a minute and says, hello, darling.